Hey everybody, welcome one more time to the Learn to Play City of Heroes Get Good Noob Guide. We're talking about how do you get started in this game? How do you go from nothing, brand new character, maybe you've never ever played this game before, maybe you're an old timer coming back to play it after 20 years off, but you got nothing. You got this new character, new concept, build, whatever, but you hear it's going to cost you hundreds of millions, a billion influence. Oh my gosh, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to do similar to what I've been doing, and that is you're going to take your brand new character, like I have here, Raven Black, and learn how to play this thing like a big boy, big girl. You're going to start at level 1 and you're going to run some story arcs. And you're going to be collecting as much of the loot as you can, not worrying about XP, but progression of these stories to get drops, to get sellable, valuable, marketable resources, because from that you're going to be able to build yourself a little war chest, and that's where I'm at right now. I have amassed 31 levels of experience. I currently have 116 million infamy influence blue side in my pocket. I've got enhancements level 25s and 30s mostly in all my powers, although I do have a couple of invention origin set enhancements as well, which I've gotten from drops. And I have been squirreling away invention salvage now at this point, as well as some recipes, which I then craft. And then I use reward merits, which I've been getting from the story arcs. And now I've been getting them from these morality missions and a single strike force that I run. And I currently have 363 of those. And I use these to make these converters over here. And then I craft things like this red fortune or this tempered readiness or this theft of essence. And if those are not valuable as is, I use the converters to turn them into something valuable, similar to what you see down here with my power transfer chance to self heal and this karma knockback protection. I take those enhancements and I put them on the market and I sell them to other players who then pay me millions for my efforts. So I'm just playing the game, learning how to play my character, collecting stuff as I go, selling the trash that I don't need, crafting the good stuff, converting some okay stuff into even better stuff, and then selling the things that I personally am not going to use. I'm not worried about my final build just yet. Getting real close to that though. So I can afford to sell a lot of things. Because this actually is going to save me money in the long term if I kind of wait to craft my own personal stuff. Because if I were to sit here and craft and slot some of these enhancements, you'll notice, for instance, this Kismet here, this defense endurance is only level 29. When I get to level 50, that's not really as high a level as I could, right? I could get level 50 enhancements at that point. So if I start crafting all these things now in the teens and 20s and 30s and slot them up, I'm going to need to attune them at some point later in order to get them to level up with me up to level 50. The problem with that can get expensive because each attunement enhancement catalyst is going to cost me about 1 million. So that's going to take a lot of my merits or a lot of my money to do so. But if instead I go and buy those things off the market, similar to how people are buying my things, I'll buy them and I'll get them attuned straight off the market. I can kind of save some money that way in the long run. So that's my ultimate sort of slotting goal. I'm not going to go crazy slotting a bunch of stuff right now. I'm going to focus on earning money still. And so speaking of earning money, speaking of getting merits, this is my 5th morality alignment switching mission that I am on. I started off as a villain in the Rogue Isles. I went rogue after 10 missions. I then went back to vigilante or villain after 10 more missions. These are these tip missions that I've been getting. Then I went back to rogue, and then I crossed over to Paragon City at that point. And in my last video, you saw me finish up becoming a hero, which is why she's no longer Raven Black. She's going to become Raven White, the goody two shoes. Or is she? Because what I now have done in the off-camera season, I went ahead and ran the Vigilante missions, as Positron would call them. And I have 10 of those points built up, and I am currently standing inside of a Vigilante morality mission, and I'm going to bring Frostfire to justice, and that is going to switch my alignment one more time to the fourth option in the game, the Vigilante. And that's going to give me another 40 merits. So I'm going to be like at 400 merits by the time I'm done with this mission. That is huge, because each merit roughly, I estimate, is about worth 180,000, give or take. That's if you take a single merit and turn it into 3 enhancement converters, and those sell for about an average of 60,000, so about 180,000 per merit. So I'm going to have, tens of millions of infamy just in my merits that are sitting there, plus the money I currently have. So I just about will have the 200 to 250 million that I was shooting for as my final war chest for this build. Now, if I get more than that, then I'll make my build even better. But bare minimum, I think you need 200, 250 million to make a good, strong level 50 build that's going to have high survivability, high effectiveness. All right, that all said, let's go ahead and do this mission. Let's get her done. Put on the headset so I can see what's going on or hear what's going on. All right, so I need to bring Frostfire to justice. That is my goal. And I got some longbow on the way, so I might as well just start smoking them while I'm at it. Boom. And gone. I'm not running this at a high level of difficulty at all. I'm at -1, ×1. I probably have bosses turned off as well. I'm just trying to get these done so I can get those sweet, juicy merits. I'm still not XP focused because I know I can go and get a double XP booster anytime I want, join some level 54, radio team or whatever, and just watch the XP flow like wine at Christmas. So I'm not worried about it. I just want money because, like I said, I'm a noob. I've never played. I don't have any resources. So I got to get good. I got to learn the game. And this is the way I am doing it. Now, you could attempt to try to get money by running, those aforementioned paper missions with some higher level team. You could go join some fire farm and get power leveled up. The issue there is that you're not going to get the same level of resources because you have double XP on, so that's going to shut off your infamy or influence. And the drops you're going to get are going to be split between your teammates. You will get some good generic recipe drops. Just level 50 recipes sell to the vendor for about 100,000. So that's actually not a bad way to make some money. Get a whole bunch of recipes. But again, you're going to be splitting those amongst, 7, 8 people. So you could make, a couple million here and there. But you're going to need hundreds of million. And by actually running your own missions, these story arcs, you learn how to play your character. Because you don't want to get to level 50, have not enough money to afford a really good build, and barely know how to play your character because you joined that paper team when you were level 2. You leveled up during it, but you never actually clicked any of your powers, so you really don't know what you're doing. These guys are coming out of the woodwork. I hate longbow so much. You don't know the passion that I have of hate. If you grew up playing City of Villains, you'll know why. Oh, look, this guy over here. Look at these guys. I don't know if I got this guy or not. I was hoping I clipped him with that Inferno. It's a nice leisurely stroll through Longbow. Going strong here still. The only unfortunate thing about this situation I'm currently in is I was hoping to be level 32 by the time I got this point in the level up or the progress on this Vigilante arc. But not going to quite make it. Because I really would need to take a game pause in order to get these extra merits, respec my character into level 35 IOs. And as I'm doing level 35 IOs, the other thing I wanted to do is actually have a build in mind using Mid's Hero Planner. And then as I'm restocking my enhancements at 32 with a bunch of 35s, I can actually at that point start putting in some of the set enhancements I was talking about. Because at this level, you can just about access all the good stuff that you want. Because most of the upper level things are slottable once you get into your 30s. If you try to do this, get all your final build put together at level, 1, you couldn't. Because a lot of these sets you can't slot until level 30, level 25, whatever. But I think the only thing I'm restricted from slotting right now at this level is like purple set, very, very rare. Which I don't know if I'm going to put any in this build anyway. Now, if this was literally your first, character and you were planning on playing a whole bunch of alts at some point and you needed to build up a war chest for all those guys that you're planning, this character I probably would have built more thinking like a farmer. I would have made this my first character, some sort of farmer build, brute. Just because this initial process, is enough to get that first character strong, and then once you've got, let's say, a farmer build put together as your first one, you could then get your alts together on a second account like you'd see me do with my buddy system, and use your farmer to farm your alt. And it'll be a lot, if that's what you're trying to do, get a lot faster leveling at that point. And your farmer himself is going to make, depending on the map, like my farm maps that I use, I'm pulling 20, 30 million per run with the drops and the stuff that I'll sell. And I also get a lot of stuff that I can craft and source out to my alts, like purple recipes, PvP recipes, that sort of thing. But anyway, if you're only worried about playing a couple different characters, then your first character would be whatever. So you at least get used to the game. Once you're a vet, you got a few characters, you know what you're doing. Go at it. You can farm power level, who cares? Alright, did I miss some idiot somewhere? Apparently, yes. Yeah, let's backtrack. If I missed a turn somewhere. Might be something over here or over there. The other possibilities, because this is blue side, is some of the blue side maps have like these little nooks and cranny rooms. It could be something like that. I'm hoping not, but that is a possibility. Let's see, there's a little tunnel this way. Let's go check it out. There we go. It's a lawyer. I don't care who's here. We won the case fair and square. All right, you want to talk to me? I've changed the codes to the cell doors. You're never getting it. Okay. Overload the prison cell computer. All right. Hey, Frosty. I don't know who this contemptuous is over here. Are you kidding me? That's it? Okay. Thanks to the 40 merits. Well, there it is. I'm now a vigilante. Another new contact. 40 more merits. A new badge above the law. What this young lady wants. Where are you going? I'm not letting you go. I just want to know what you were doing. No witnesses. You're not very powerful. I'm not sure why they put you in there. It's 1200 and a tip. Hey, thanks. Is there anybody else hiding in these prisons? I thought, look at this. Is there more I can beat up? Sardonic? No. Any more targets? Nope. Nope. Who's this? Pyre Lord? No, he has nothing to say. These guys should have something to say, or they all should come charging out. There should have been some sort of longbow ambush or something. Bad Penny wants to get out? No, Bad Penny. You're like a bad penny. I gotta keep finding you. Get over here. Can't get rid of you, buddy. Poor guy. But I'm sorry, no witnesses. I'm a vigilante now. Alright, exit this. Well, there you go. I mean, it was pretty much that easy, at least to do the final mission. I didn't have the same struggle as I did in the last video I posted when I went to hero mode. I was able to get the tips and things much faster. So I think my suspicion that if you all these a-holes, I don't want to be in here. My suspicion was that you, because I was level 30, I was sort of in this limbo between zones. I think like certain zones drop level 31 only tips, and other zones might drop level 30 tips. Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of hard to. That was my best guess because once I hit 31, I had no problem getting tips at that point. So it was kind of weird. All right, I'm going to jump over to Cap real quick because I do want to go and craft a couple things real quick, throw them onto the market, just kind of get my money train, keep rolling. And I still need to get to 31. So once I get to, sorry, to 32. Once I get to 32, then I'm going to do my final plain respec on this character. So I'm going to get a bunch of level 35 enhancements. So let me go ahead and craft these things. 2, 3. Let me hide my unknown recipes. I'm not going to craft any of these because I want 35. So these are all just going to be sold. And then what I want to do is see what these things are worth. I still have a couple things on the market for sale. So if you need a Gaussian's to hit recharge endurance, I got one for sale here, 1,000,001. They're been going up for 1.5 million. Then I have a cacophony chance for energy. They're selling for 1,000,002. I've got mine for the low price of 990,000. So feel free to put in some bids for those. And then I just got Theft of Essence. Let's see what that's worth. 2.5 mil. I'll take it if they goes for that much. I'll put mine up there for 2 million. Let's see if anybody wants it for that. Here, I'm even gonna make it 199. There we go. Post that. And then I've got Tempered Readiness is not gonna be worth anything. I see like 100,000, 8. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to flip that one. Red Fortune should be worth something as is. Yeah, so let's check it out. 1.5 million, 2 million, 3 million. I'll post that up for about 2 mil. See what if anybody wants it. All right, so those will sit. Probably won't take long, maybe another day. And if these don't sell right away, I can always pull them off the market, convert them, and put them back on. So there's a problem with this one. There's 450 for sale, so I need to be one of the lower people in order to get someone to buy mine. So that is gonna take a while. So I might need to pull this one off and convert it or lower the price. The only problem is I will have lost my listing fee already, which I think is 5%. So I don't necessarily want to do that. Then the other thing I have to do here is convert this slow set. So tempered readiness, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to flip in the rarity category. I'm going to flip it in the slow category, hoping I can get a rare slow set like Pacing of the Turtle, and then I'll flip that to another rare. All right, curtail speed, I think that is uncommon as well. That sucks. Go back to slow again. Tempered readiness sucks. Gotta play the lottery, guys. Slow set. All right, there's the Pacing of the Turtle. Now I can go rare. That one's not going to be worth anything. Let me just double check. Maybe a million. It says it's going for 1 or 2 million, but these, there's 166 for sale. There's 43 bidding. It's not a very popular set. So even though it might go for something, it's not moving quickly. So I'm not going to put that on the market as is. Instead, I'm going to convert it to something else rare and see if it's something useful. It might be something useful for me and I'll keep it. It might be just something sellable. Let's see. Kismet. Boom. I keep getting these guys. I have a set going already. I don't know if I want to build around this set or not. It's got, here's where you will need a mids build going. Right, I'm looking at the set bonuses here. I currently have 2 of them. Gives me some recovery. If I put a third one, I'd have lethal, smash, and resistance as well. So that's something that I could use. I could replace this 25 with it, right? I could sit here and take this thing and slap it in here. And I get that other bonus. I'm gonna go ahead and do that just, for now, because I have to pull that thing out of there anyway at 32. So let's just throw it in here. I'm not gonna bother trying to save that. Like I could have used an unslaughter to pull it out and then sell it or whatever, but these weren't worth that much to me. I think I was getting them either I crafted them myself or I bought them under 50,000. I could only sell that thing on the market for probably 20 or something. So it's not worth it for me to get a unslaughter, which would cost me half a million to buy one, or I had to use some of my merits to get one, and then pull it out and get whatever 50,000 for it. It's not worth it. So I'm just gonna replace it. Clear. All right, so I got that market going. I'm sitting at 115 now after doing my crafting, but I've got 1, 2, 4, about 6 million worth of recipes waiting to sell or enhancements. So I'm not starving for cash. All right, then the other thing I wanted to show you guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this one because I do have the money. So I mentioned this last session, and I'm gonna do it right now just because I'm here with the market. You can go into the salvage here, go into special, and under the very rare category here, you've got super packs, hero, villain, lords of winter, rogues, and vigilantes. These are loot packs that give you 5 cards when you buy them, and they randomly flip the cards, and they're going to give you random whatever stuff. But oftentimes, you're going to get yourself a ATO, an archetype origin enhancement, and those can sell 7, 8, 10 million depending on which ones you get. If I get Sentinel ones, I could keep those and put them in this character. I don't know if I'm planning on putting Sentinel sets in this character because again, I need to put a mids build together. But those sell for a decent chunk of change, and you could just about make your money back with just that one. You still have 4 more cards. Some of these packs will have more than one. They'll have 2 of the enhancements, and then you can pretty much double your money at that point. Or there's other stuff that'll drop. And to give you an example, I have a bunch of this stuff already. So these will end up in your email. So if you go to email and you go to your character items, you'll see all the stuff that you get dropped. So I have tons and tons and tons and tons of these character item things in my email. And they're all from these loot packs. So I've been taking my money on all a bunch of my alts, and if I got an extra 10 million here, 20 million, 50 million, whatever, I'll just go buy some loot packs and open them up and get stuff, right? And now I have all these items here that I could use. So, I could come through here and, hey, do I have any stuff for a sentinel in here? Like, actually I do. Look, opportunity strikes. I got one, two of them. These are sentinel ATOs. As a matter of fact, I've got three of the opportunity strikes, act, damage, and recharge. This is how you also slot your alts for later. So you get your primary character or characters going and use them as your piggy bank to bankroll the rest of your characters you make from here to the end of time. So once you get yourself going on a couple of characters, this being my first one, the way we're pretending here, not only might I have the money for her to get her recipes and stuff, and once she's got her sets, once she's got her sets and she's level 50, anything else I play and do with her is just going to bring in more money, which I don't need anymore because I've got my full build. So the money you make once you hit level 50, you can then go and buy loot packs and stuff. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and buy, I don't know, a couple maybe right now just to sort of show you what it works, because I feel I have a decent bunch of money going right now. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice on this, and then we'll see what I can get for these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and now they cost a static 10 million. You could bid more if you want to waste your money, but you just need to put 10 million, you'll get one. So the heroes and villains is one set of stuff. The rogues and vigilantes is another set. And between those two sets, you can get the two different sets of ATOs, for instance. That's usually why people are buying super packs. You can also get the Lords of Winter packs. They cost 25 million though, so they're 2.5 times as much. They're going to have the winter sets, recipes, not recipes, but enhancements and stuff. And I have probably some of those as well in my inbox here. I'm sorry, my character items. If I scroll through here, let me see if I got some brutes, assassin, ascendancy, and even by the way, even if you don't get the ATOs for your particular sentinel, I can pull these off of my storage here and convert them into sentinel. Entomb is one of the winter sets. It's the hold set for the winter set. So anyway, I've got some of those. Frozen Blast is another one. So the ATOs, I've spent money on those. It just costs more money. They used to go on sale during the winter holiday, but I don't think the homecoming team does it anymore. So anyway, you come up here, you throw in a 10 million bid, make offer, bought it, you get it. Then what you do is go to your salvage, and here it is in your special salvage tab. You then can right click and open this thing. So I'm going to do that now. So it pops up these 5 cards. So when I start clicking them, it's going to essentially slot machine roll and tell me what I get. They typically go in order from worst to best. So the good stuff's over here, the average stuff's over here. And then I'm going to keep track of what I get, because then I'm going to try to sell whatever I can in order to make some money, because I just spent 10 million. I want to make 10 million back at least. So I need to figure out what it is, because what it's going to do is throw them into my character items box over here. So I don't want to mix up all my other alt stuff that's over here with what this character's getting, because again, I'm pretending like this is my brand new character. I don't have anything else in the piggy bank. Let me go ahead and click these things, see if it's anything good. Experience. That one's actually not bad, because when I hit level 50, I use these because they help you get your vet XP faster. So even though I can't sell this, I can go and grab it and use it. So let me write down this one that I got. So I grabbed, so Raven Black just got an experienced for a hero villain booster. Just keep track what I get. I can't sell that, so it's not going to help me right now, but it'll help me later when I get to level 50. I want to start unlocking incarnate stuff. It essentially gives you 5 bubbles of patrol XP, which is kind of like double XP. All right, brainstorm ideas, 20. Those are actually sellable. You can take them to your crafting table and turn them into rare salvage on top of that. So Remember, one of the problems I've been having during my crafting is that getting rare salvage, it's, people are marking up the prices exorbitantly, in my opinion. So you can get brainstorm ideas. I forget what the conversion is, but let's see if I go over to this table, pull it up. Okay, here's the table, brainstorm ideas. So rare salvage takes 20. So those 20 brainstorm ideas I just got, I could go and make a random rare salvage, right? I could then go throw that on the market and get it 500,000 for it. So really, that's about 500,000 infamy right here. I spent 10 million already, but I'm about a half a mil value. So I still need to get another 9.5 million to break even. Let's go ahead and click again. Temporary power revival. That one's not going to be useful for me. I can't sell that. So far, not so hot. Now here's where I'm hoping I get lucky. Click this one. Cha-ching, beautiful. That's an ATO. So I got Ascendancy of the Dominator ATO. That one is accuracy, control, endurance, recharge. That's the quad. That one's actually probably worth some money. Only problem is Dominators are not the most popular AT out there, so it's not going to be worth that much more money. But that's a rare one. The quads there, the four different types of bonus things that it gives. All right, now usually if the first one was an ATO, then the very last one will be as well. And it is beautiful, Blaster's Wrath. So this actually turned out to be a good haul because the Blaster's Wrath ATO and the Dominator ATO will probably, between the two of them, if I just sell them as is, will get me, I don't know, probably 16 million roughly between these two. We'll see. And then this one was worth about a half million. Although the brainstorm ideas, you can sell those directly on the market. So I've probably got about 16.5 million at this point. Remember, I spent 10, so I'm going to profit about 6 billion with this haul. All right, so now I'm going to close this out because I just got them all. I'm going to go over to my email. I'm going to go grab those things that I just got for myself. So the brainstorm ideas, brainstorm. Where are you brainstorm ideas? Or do they go directly into my pocket? They might have gone right to me. Salvage. I gotta see where those brainstorms went. Let me go grab. There it is. So 20 times brainstorm ideas. So I'm gonna claim that. Okay, so I got that salvage right there. So one click gave me 20. Now check this out. I've got 111 clicks of brainstorm ideas. Each is 20. Okay, so do the math. What's that? 2,220 brainstorm ideas. So I could effectively get 111 rare pieces of salvage if I want. If I want to pull all this off, I got so much, and I'm not bragging, I have so much freaking resources and money on my accounts right now. It's disgusting. Okay, but again, I've been playing this since Homecoming relaunched, and I've got dozens of level 50 characters at this point. If you haven't seen my videos on my level 50 builds, go check out my channel. I've got the 50/50 showcase, got the 2020 rewind. So I've already gone through 70 level 50 characters, and each of them, had hundreds of millions at this point. And I'm not cheating the game. I'm just playing the way I'm showing you. So there you go. I've got 20 from that thing. I also want to go grab the Ascendancy of the Dominator ATO. So let me scroll down. I'm looking for the quad one, which I think is this one. I've got two of these, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take one, claim. So it goes in my inventory down here. And then I'm going to grab the Blaster's Wrath ones. Scroll down, get that one. Blaster's Wrath, it was accuracy and damage. There she is. I only got one of those, I'll claim it. Got that. Okay, the revival. Go down here, I'll grab it. It's a self-res, I believe I got. Revival uncommon. I think it was this one. Well, I'm going to take this self-res. Let me claim that. That gives me a temporary power. So if I ever die, I've got it. It's that one there. Put it up here. And then the other thing I got was the experienced. So I'm going to go grab that thing as well. Those, the developers give out every anniversary of the game. And I love it when they do because I think they give you 10 of them or 5 and whatever. And like I said, when I get my characters to vet those levels and your double XP booster doesn't work anymore, this is how I get extra XP for my vet levels faster. So claim that. So that is going to be also in my powers. And I'm just going to kind of throw it up here just so I have it on my tray. All right, so I've got my stuff. And let me see what the brainstorm ideas are going for on the market. So open up the market again. Brainstorm ideas are invention salvage or special salvage. Special. Where would they be? Yeah, brainstorm ideas. Okay, here they go. So they're selling for 20 to 30,000. So if I sold 20 of them and I got, let's say, 25,000 on average for it, right? What would that be? 25,000 times 20. That's like 500,000. Yeah, so that's about what the, let me see what the rare salvage is going for, because this is going to help determine. Go back to invention, salvage invention. The rare stuff, 700K, 550. All right, so check this out. The rare salvage is still going for more than 500. So I think the smart play is to come over here and craft a rare piece of salvage with these 20. Create. Let's see, what did I get? I got military cybernetic. So I can come over here to my invention salvage. Military cybernetic. Let me make sure I don't need it for any of my recipes first. I don't, because I burned them all. I don't need to sell this. We're just going to do it just to kind of show you. Boom. Throw that on the market. I'm going to list it for more than 500 because I could get at least 500 just for the invention, the brainstorms by themselves. So let's call it, let's make it 550. Let's put that up there. Post. Sold. All right, I got the 555 thing. I could have went higher if I wanted to, but boom. All right, so I just made 500,000, right? Now I've got these 2 ATOs. Again, I could keep these, right? I could flip them into Sentinel set stuff if I wanted to. But let's just see what they're worth. So according to this, the last few bidders of the Dominator set's been 7, 6, 6, 7, 7.5. So I'm going to list mine for 7. Okay. 7 with a 7 at the end. Because I want to afford to wait, right? I don't want to get lowballed here. I spent 10 million to get the damn thing, so I want to get a bunch of cash out of it. So I could live with 7 million. Post that. I don't know if it's gonna sell right away. Obviously it didn't. But I can wait. I'm not gonna be impatient with these things. Blaster's Wrath, same idea. This guy's going for upwards of 10 million. So I'm gonna put mine up there for 9. With a 9. 909. Post that up there. Again, it's gonna have to percolate for a little while. But once those two sell, I'm gonna get like 16 million. I already made a 500,000. So this loot pack I just bought is going to get me like 16.5 mil. I spent 10. Yeah, there's some listing fees, so let's say 15 million. I just made 5 million more than I started with. And I got the experience thing, which can help me later. And I got a self-res power out of it, which can help me in, obviously during the game at some point. So there you go. I spent 10 million, 50% profit pretty much, and some cool stuff that I can use. I can sit here and blow all the rest of my money and do this 10 more times. And hopefully, I don't know if I have net 50% every time. Probably not. but I could probably net at least a 10% gain each time. So like 11 million after spending 10, probably be a bare minimum. I think you're to break even in almost every case at least. So you could do this. Again, it's more risky though. But there are lots of goodies that you can get out of those loot packs. So I think it's another strategy, especially once you have your initial character established and you've got extra money to burn. Go buy some loot packs. Profit, right? Or even if you don't sell the stuff, you can squirrel away all these things. So whenever I make a new alt and I'm like, man, I want to do a new awesome mids build. Oh, it's gonna have winter sets, it's gonna have ATOs, whatever. Well, I've got a bunch of stuff sitting right here already. So I'm already halfway there. I might have to buy a few ATOs, but I've got a bunch already. Um, and then the other thing, of course, is your base, which let me pause the game. So I'm gonna switch. Well, I'm gonna take this character into one of my bases that I have. Let me pause real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Be right back. All right, let me show you this. So right now I have my other account logged in. Raven Black had created her own super group base. Just I showed you this multiple episodes ago when she was like level 5 or something like that. But I just quit that group because I didn't do anything with that base. So what I'm going to do is on my alt account, I'm going to invite this character to my real super group. So I'm going to invite to super group. So you'll see the invite pops up, and I will accept that. Okay. She's now in my super group known as Night Shield. So if I go over here to super, you can see bunch of my alts and stuff like that. I just invited with Dark Current. So I got all these alts, right? Fewer my daughter's alts as well. But there's Raven Black. She doesn't have any rank in the super group. So I need to give her a rank because that's how you can access the goodies in the base. Now my base isn't anything exciting. But let me go ahead and give her a promotion so she can access the stuff. Here she is. All right. She's now promoted. So her rank is second to highest. And now I'm going to go over to the base portal, click on it, and enter supergroup base. And light shields. So you come on in here and you can build up your base. And what I'm going to show you are these storage bins. So not only do you have, your email where you're getting the loot box stuff, right? But the other thing you do is you're spending some money getting those ATOs, spending some money crafting. You got some good stuff that you want to give to an alt, like I've got this power transfer or this knockback protection. You craft it in your base or at the university, whatever, and then you have these storage bins you can click on and drop them in here. And as you can see, like this table has 98 invention, origin, and enhancement stuff. A lot of them are attuned. I've got some PvP sets in here, right? So all I pretty much do with my other characters, once I get high enough and my build is done, if I get a cool recipe, I'll just craft it, come into the base, and dump it in here. And this way, if I make an alt later, I can come in here and go, oh yeah, I got one of those, and I will pull recipes or pull enhancements out of these bins and just throw them into my character. Especially if the attuned ones are from respecs. So some of these I can't stock because they're too high level, but some are. So the ones that are red are too high. I can't slot them yet. I got a lot of level 50 stuff. But here's something to tune, like Perfect Zinger, chance for psionic, neuronic shutdowns. Right? I can take one of these things and throw it into my build. So if this was a true alt situation for me, this character would already be pimped out, right? I would be 50 already. I'd have bunch of cool IOs, ATOs, etc. Because I have all this crap stored in these bins. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these bins right now, and each one has about 100 enhancements in it. So I've got whatever that is, 1,000 enhancements sitting in here, plus all the crap that's sitting in my email. So I'm not starving for resources at this point. But if you're just starting out and you don't have any of this stuff, I'm just showing you this is how you can make all these resources. You get your primary character or characters, play them normally, start building your war chest with one of them, get this person into a crafter so they can make these crafting items cheaper. They can be a farmer and start getting, farming AE missions to bring in money. They can be crafting and flipping things on the market to make money. Whatever. You start getting a bunch of money, start squirreling away your resources in your base, in your email, in your little storage salvage. I showed you guys this last video. You have a vault reserve access. So if you fill up your salvage here on your main character, you throw it into the vault, which gets right now I have 80 slots available in there. I've used 25. So if I got too much of something, I just throw it over here. This is a great place to stash your rare stuff, right? Like, oh, I want to keep these rares over here. Throw them in there. So if you ever need them, you can go and grab them. And then maybe you just sell all your common trash while your more expensive rare stuff is sitting here in the vault. That's another way you can kind of, handle your resources. So, game's easy to play. There's tons of ways to make money out there. And you don't need to fall into the trap of just, got to join a farm, got to get on some PI, paper team, whatever. Yeah, those are fast ways to level. But when you level, do you have any money to do anything? Because if you don't, then you're kind of wasting your time. All right, I'm going to end the vid with that. And next plan is off camera. I'm going to get myself to 32 because I'm going to go ahead and respec all the stuff to level 35 generic IOs. I'm also going to slot a few set ATOs, not ATOs, just set IOs if I have them and I can use them. I also want to put together a mids build. So I think priorities would be this: get myself to 32, make a mids build, do the respec, slot mostly generic 35s, but also I can start slotting the more expensive set IOs that match that mids build, and then go from there. All right. Hopefully you got some useful information out of the vid. I'm essentially done with the side switching for right now. I'm going to go and run some sort of normal story arcs at this point, level 30 stuff, get into level 40 stuff. I'm going to do most of that back in Red Side, back in Rogue Isles, St. Marshall. I'm going to go there at the next zone, run that stuff, do some more strike forces, then head over to Granville to kind of get this character wrapping up, do the patron arc. There's some good stuff there. All right, we'll catch you in the next video. Have yourselves a good night, good weekend, all that cool stuff. We'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.